young.
I am a young.
I'm a young.
I am.
And I am a young
Black.
A young black.
Young.
Black.
A young black.
Black equestrian.
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 Black equestrian.
Equestrian.
Black equestrian.
equestrian.
Black equestrian.
I'm a young black equestrian.
I am a young black equestrian.
Welcome to another episode of Young Black Equestrians TV. Today we have with us Lydia Heywood. Hi Lydia, how are you doing?
Evening. It's evening here and I'm doing great, thank you. I've worked the horses and they've gone fantastic and now I'm talking to you guys.
Oh, good. Well, we're so happy to have you on this show today. We have been looking forward to talking to you for quite some time, so I'm glad that we could finally make it work. All righty, so let's get started. Briefly, just tell us about yourself, where you're located, and what discipline you ride.
So I'm located in England and in a place called the Cotswolds. So we've got lots of fields around great for training horses. I do represent Jamaica. My father's family is from Jamaica, so I've made the decision to. It's bigger than just Jamaica for me. This is why I'm here talking to black equestrians. The representation needs to grow. So that's a big part of my journey, excuse me. And I have 3 horses to compete this year of my own. I'm looking for others to ride, for owners too, but it's tough out here. You know, there's not a lot of owners around. So you just got to make your riding talk and hope you get the results and the owners come. So that's my journey really for this season, and see how far we can take it. You know, I'd like to knock on the door of Paris 2024.
Yeah, for sure. So how did you even get into horses?
Horses for me came, some say late. I was 10 when I went to a local riding school, and my mum had a passion for horses. She was never supported by her mum when she was young. Just as she tells me stories about, maybe I shouldn't incriminate her like this. She was very young, under 10, and she stole a racehorse from the local training yard and left monopoly money in the stable. Like, she was obsessed with horses. It was returned eventually, don't worry. And she then was really supportive of me and bought me a pony when I was age 11, and I don't do things by half, so I became competitive and went show jumping, and eventing followed because I fell in love with cross country. Yeah, so that's where we're today, and I've produced a lot of horses along the way because, you know, we couldn't afford the best, so I had to try and create the best with what we had, and horses I've had have exceeded expectations, and so I just want to continue to do that, really, just bring the best out of what I've got and hopefully what I can get. Increase what I can actually get with the help of some agencies and sponsorships. That's the aim.
So did you grow up in the UK or did you grow up in Jamaica?
Grew up in the UK.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm kind of in a place which is in between the town and the countryside, so it's quite accessible for me. I know there's other places in the city where they're not so lucky to have the access. I work with Ebony Horse Club in Brixton, which is central London. They do amazing work. The children they've got there, they're so welcoming to me when they come on the yard, and then they've created a family there, and they really show skills on horseback. You know, they don't have a big arena to work from, they don't have the fields to train in, and they've got fantastic positions, and they've got the passion, you know, and that's all you need. We know that, but to take it that next step, you know, that's a bigger question that I want answers for. Where can we take it that next step and actually get international riders now? Because we've seen the passion and ability. So I don't know about you guys. But yeah, but I'd like an international presence now, because there's passion everywhere, and with the work you do, and it's all bringing it to the surface. It's so exciting to open my newsfeed now, and alongside Black Rains and other corporations that shine a light on the talent out there. It's just, it warms my heart, but I know that my competitors don't see any of it, because everyone's Facebook feed's different. I like all these pages, but they don't see any of it. So how can we get it more widespread? You know, we're liking young black equestrians because we're young black equestrians and we need to see it, but nobody else needs to see it. So nobody's seeing it actually.
Exactly.
At the moment.
Exactly. Yep. I completely understand that completely. And we've been following. Was it the Urban Equestrian Academy? That's the same thing out there, on the
they're after a similar mission, I think. Yeah. They've come more recently than Ebony Horse Club. I've visited them. They're based in Leicester. Have you spoken with Freedom?
I have not yet, and it's just timing, just like with the we're trying to work it out, but I've mentioned it to him and he is completely game for it, so we will soon. But all right, so what are, outside of exposure, what is some of the challenges, or what are some of the challenges that you face in your industry, kind of getting these horses trained up, finding horses to ride, things like that?
So, I mean, everybody faces the same challenges. I think I'm not going to label it as because I ride for Jamaica challenges. I think all horse people have to find the rides and have to fund the entry fees and the fuel to get there and the training in between. That's the silly sport we've chosen. Is that we joke about this in England, so it's such a silly sport. Why do we do it? But we love it, obviously. So we face those challenges. Funding, always chasing sponsorships. It's been a mission since I was 12 years old. I'm sponsored by Turtle's Nest Villa in Jamaica, which I visited recently, and it's an incredible villa. That it comes with staff that look after you so well and cook you beautiful meals, and sleeps 8 people. So I'm feeling that a syndicate could benefit from that affiliation. I get a free stay every year, so I'm hoping to create a package to entice owners to Team Jamaica. And it's so authentic, not only is St. Elizabeth, the parish that the villa's in, authentic, but the partnership between us being Team Jamaica. Let me give you a free holiday to Jamaica to thank you for the incredible horse that you've let me ride.
Right.
And owners don't receive. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And Lucy Atherton, and thanks a lot to her, who is the owner of Turtle's Nest Villa, kindly created this partnership for 2020 and hopefully beyond. And we'll grow with it. I mean, I'm looking at setting up my own yard within the next couple of weeks, actually. I was hoping to have a closed deal by now, but it's been a roller coaster start to 2020. I wanted to jump in and just be ready to go, but I've had a lot of work to do to join the dots between January and February. And the dots are very nearly joined. Very nearly.
January was a hard month for everybody. I feel like it was hard to it was just tough. It didn't go as smooth as I felt my January did last year. I mean, it was like, can we just start this whole year over, please?
I'm with you.
With the funding aspect, I know you said that was a challenge. Do you seek the sponsorship from whoever's offering it, or are you often approached?
Neither of those things, sadly. People offering it, they don't really exist. You don't get an advert saying, looking to sponsor somebody, please get in touch. You've got to be much more proactive than that. And do I get approached? No. nobody's looking to hand out free money. You know, no business is doing well, really. In this country, maybe around the world, we could say that goes at the moment. There's uncertainty everywhere. And I'm looking for somebody that's really excited about, it doesn't have to be equestrian sport. I think this journey is going to have a big impact on the world when we actually have success on the international stage. It's going to have an impact. There's an impact on the class divide. It's an impact in diversity in a sport that it's quite. People say it's elitist, but there's an argument about whether it is or it isn't. What's your opinion on that?
I think it depends on the discipline. I think kind of here in America, it depends on how high you want to go. And sometimes I think Western is a little bit more affordable than English, just because when kids ride English, they're expected to be in an arena. They're expected to either be doing flat classes or doing jumping classes. Whereas if you're riding Western, you're not immediately expected to be in an arena. You can be out in the middle of the woods and riding, you know? So I think the elitist aspect comes in when you're actually showing and competing. I don't think it's elitist to just get access to horses. I think some people just don't know how to do it. But when it comes to showing, sponsorships, and, you know, kind of the higher levels, I think the sheer amount of money it takes, you have to have money, you know, you got to have money to make money. So I think that's where the elitist thing comes from, when it's those higher level showing aspects of it. So
yeah, sure. I mean, I've read articles from top British riders and New Zealand riders that are based in Britain, and they're 5-star in the top 10 FEI ranking list, eventing wise. And the articles read, they're scraping pennies together to try and buy themselves foods, you know, before they've made it. You know, it is an equestrian thing. People struggle sometimes. Of course, there is a level above. We've got the royalty that compete here in the UK, and the people that have unlimited money, of course, they exist. But having a lack of funds does exist for me and my competitors too. It's not a black thing.
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, horses cost a lot of money, and people worry about vets bills and feed bills. You know, yeah, it's
travel.
It's constant outgoings. I'd love to have more lessons than I do.
Yeah,
priorities, isn't it? I'm taking on a 16 stable facility to try and use my skills to pay, you know, develop an income. At the moment, the stables that I have are full of horses that I'm competing, and they're self-funded and owned by me, and no one's paying me to ride them.
right.
So I need room to continue my buying and selling. I've just been quite restricted at my current yard. I look after a family with 2 daughters, and I coach them daily, really, always keeping an eye on what they're doing. And they're my little proteges. They're great to coach. I really enjoy them. And I have another family joining me at the new complex, I think. But that's a really exciting step, because it's a shame it doesn't have accommodation, because then it would be really easy for me to put out an advert and kind of get overseas candidates. But that's my goal, to open up opportunities, you know, not just in my local area, because I can say it, there's nobody I'm interested in my local area ready to work for me. I want to build a team around me that are after the same journey. And I speak with Ashani Hamilton all the time, and he's my cheerleader. He's amazing, and it's just lovely to be connected with people like this.
I know. Ashani is a hoot. He is something else for sure.
Yeah.
But
really great guy.
Well, you sound extremely motivated, and like you have, you know, some support, which is needed because that is a huge task that you are about to take on.
The task of life.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't want anything else. So this is
Mhm.
it. So
Yeah,
thank you,
you
Dave.
love it. It doesn't feel like work, right? Well, I'm sure it still feels like work, but that's what the quote
Yeah.
says.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it's on a magnet somewhere. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, support. I mean, my mum has been supportive. It's just
mhm.
me and mum. Father's never been in the picture, and mum tries really hard to cover the cost, but now my string's growing, it's impossible. The one pony and the one show every month when I was 12 was doable, and then I grew and I had to start supporting myself, and the only support I have really is myself and the hard work that I do. So I work in insurance 5 days a week, so I have to split my time between that and the horses, and then coach and train young stock too. So that's what pays the bills at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, cool. That was a fun fact. I didn't know that you had a regular person job.
Yeah, behind a computer, picking up the phone.
Yeah. How many hours a day do you do that?
9 till 1, and then run up to the yard, start riding.
Well, that's good. At least you have a little bit of time, daily that you can get out there.
Yeah.
So how has having horses affected your life? Have you seen any major changes in yourself after having horses this long?
I think it has a calming effect on your nature. You can connect with an animal like that, then your approach to life, it's just kind of calms you slightly, I think. You've always got the horses there to connect with when you need to get away. That's lovely. And school-wise, I mean, I'm 22, so it feels like school was yesterday. Maybe it wasn't. School, I was kind of the one that couldn't go to the party because she had a show the next day. So I still had a social circle, but it kept me off the streets, kept me on the straight and narrow. So grateful for that. My mum probably is too. So it's just been great. I think it's shaped me into someone that I'm proud to be, which is hopefully not too cringy to say.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That is perfect. So do you have any mentors in your life that, have made a significant impact?
Obtaining citizenship was a challenge because my father wasn't somebody I wanted to get in touch with to get a birth certificate from. We made a conscious effort not to be in touch. I had a great contact that introduced me to the High Commissioner of Jamaica here in London, and he and his team have been incredible. Even getting a visa for my boyfriend for our recent trip, he's been fantastic and really supportive of the whole journey for Jamaica, and he's excited about it. And mentors in the horse world, trainers do change, and I think that's okay. Trainers change as you go through the grades. I think trainers' abilities reach a roof sometimes, maybe. And then at the moment, I've got a fantastic dressage trainer, so I can always turn to her for advice, which is great. And a local friend who's always been close to me, called Jo, and she came up and just gave me a show jump today. She said, "Go bring all the horses out. We'll set some jumps up." And she said, "Look up, get your shoulders up. Just bullies me on a horse, and it's good to have every so often."
Yeah.
So those people, I've got, and that's great. But some people don't have that, so I definitely want to make it known that people can always come and ask questions, competition related or just equestrian related. reach out to me, because I've been helping children from Ebony Horse Club and things like that, and I find it really rewarding to see people stepping up in what they want to do. There's a chap called Reg who's got a role with a dressage yard, a fantastic dressage yard that's going to offer him schooling, and he's sourced a horse, and it will be exciting to just grow what we're doing. And you guys too, it's great what you're doing, and created a fun job for yourself, getting to speak to interesting people too, haven't you?
Yeah, that's literally like my highlight of the week.
For opening yourself to be a resource, because sometimes it can be kind of intimidating when you see somebody that's in like a high place and it's like, oh, they probably won't talk to me about this stuff, you know, like they might charge me to talk to me.
No, it all comes from the heart, and you say in a high place, I appreciate that a lot, but it doesn't really feel like that to me. So yeah, ask away. Ask away.
Well, as long as it looks like that, right?
Apparently, social media rules, but no.
Yeah, that's social media, man. It
Gets you down though, doesn't it? It can do if you let it. I know at one point, maybe the season before last, I was letting it stress me out, but last season I was able to see through it, because people don't put their flaws on there, do they?
No.
That's all you got to know. You got to just remind yourself.
Yeah, that's for sure. What advice would you give aspiring equestrians?
So aspiring equestrians need to ride any horse they can get their hands on. I think horses teach you a lot, and every horse is different. So those skills that you pick up on every horse will follow you through your life, and just build your toolkit. You'll need it, and talk to as many people as you can, because the exposure for you as a rider is great, and for us as a community. So let's just keep talking to the right people, and keep following your dreams and working hard. And when I say ride any horse you can, I mean, I wasn't charging for riding when I was a junior. So yeah, I'm not suggesting even charging, just go and ask to ride horses initially. And I know that producing horses has helped me a lot, because I make people through there that need help with their horse, and I get quality through that. So if you can build skills to improve horses, I think that's a great route in. It's one that I've got experience of anyway. What's it like where you live? Are there horses around to have access to even ask? I mean, am I suggesting something that's impossible for a lot of people?
I don't think so. I mean, like on our like different Facebook groups and stuff, I always see like horses for lease, or I would say free riding. I don't see very much of that. Someone who's just like, hey, I got this horse in the yard, just please ride it.
Yeah.
People want you to pay.
Taking on the horse isn't always the answer. It
Right.
just wipes out your funds, and then and then where do you rise from? Yeah, taking on a horse isn't always the answer.
No.
Finding allies and contacts that can get you opportunities. Depends how much time you want to dedicate to it, because there's a lot of roles where you can get paid, you can ride, you can get training too. So if you're actually going to dedicate your life to it, jump in. And I've got some websites that I know are very good, and contacts too. So again, reach out if you're really going to jump in. There are opportunities out there, and I've helped people, and I'll help people again. So yeah, it can be done. It can be done.
Yeah. What are you gonna say, Caitlin?
I was gonna say the free leases that I've seen in North Carolina were typically from older equestrians. Maybe they had some health problems going on, and they were just like, my horse needs a job. It needs somebody to ride it. If you come out, you don't have to pay. But I mean, they didn't want just anybody coming out. It was certain qualifications.
Right. They're like, you don't have to pay, but I'm also not gonna pay you.
That too.
That's the way it's going to be at the start. You can't,
Mhm.
yeah. If you're not a good rider, you're not going to be paid to sit on a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're lucky to get a free ride. I know that my friends in social circles say, "Oh, can I come up and have a ride?" No, no, you can't. I'm sorry, but we're training for something serious here. If my friend comes and bangs about on his back and pulls his back teeth out, it's just not going to feel very nice the next day. But I try and do some proper work.
Right.
Yeah.
You
So-
have got goals that you are trying to achieve. These are not just little pony rides.
Yeah.
You had to tell us, how did it feel being the recipient for the 2019 Sportswoman Award?
Well, it's not something I've really spoken about much. Funny you ask, because I don't like to bring it up here. I don't know, how do you bring it up in conversations? So it's it's really, really great, and it was an honor to step on the stage. I mean, to be up there with Shelley Ann Price and fantastic athletes like that. We've got equestrian amongst that now, and that's the exposure we need. Live primetime TV in Jamaica alongside track and field. We did it, and it's taken a lot of pushing. The equestrian category wasn't represented last year, and it's great to have TVJ, which is really their only channel, and the main news reaching out to me and coming down to the villa, Turtle's Nest, or my sponsor where I was staying. They came and interviewed me there, and it's the equestrian exposure. It's not about me. I don't want to be famous. I want the equestrian exposure, and some sponsorship and funding coming our way, because the JOA, Jamaican Olympic Association, are making a lot of promises about helping untraditional sports. They say they want 10 untraditional sports, then that's Olympics. We've got nothing, but they brought me there last year to discuss that. So I think we grow our exposure, and we keep making noise, and we will reach a point where we get support. 'Cause at the moment, our federation are all volunteers, and I know. I don't think that's right, because you don't get the best from people, maybe, if they're not rewarded.
Right.
I know I'm giving my best, and I know I'll be rewarded one day. But yeah, it's tough. Some things need to change. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, congratulations for that too. I mean, you did a lot of things though. I've seen you do some modeling too.
Yeah, I do. I mean, you got to have as many strings to your bow as you can. So
yes.
yeah, I modeled for a few companies, and I'd extend that. I did have an invitation to go to, I think it was Stockholm, somewhere in Europe, for Adidas, and I couldn't make it because there was a show. So it's not something that I can rely on.
Yeah.
I know what's going to come first. It's always horses.
Yeah. If that's going to be your primary thing, you can't let the secondary things get in the way.
No, but extra streams of income are important. Definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you have any other advice that you want to give, or anything else you want to share with our audience?
Oh, well, eventing wise, it'd be fantastic to see more diversity. I know dressage. We've got a girl called Jasmine, which is great, and show jumping. I don't really know many. I'd just love to hear from some people. Really, that would be nice. So do reach out. Lydia Heywood is my name. Hopefully, it's somewhere on the screen. We'll just grow this community, and this isn't the end. So yeah, it's been nice to have an introduction. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, we will definitely encourage people to reach out to you. What is the best way for someone to reach out to you?
Instagram, I think. Yeah, and I've got a Facebook page too. My January and February being a roller coaster meant I haven't been that active, so I apologise, but I will be back. And my boyfriend's promised to help, and we've got a really fantastic kind of piece of kit. So it's gonna be some really fresh footage. Keep an eye out. Lydia Heywood Equestrian is the Facebook page. I've got a lovely string of horses, and there'll be plenty more, because I think I'm going to have to fill 16 stables pretty quickly, which is a challenge I'm keen to take on. Yeah, that's my kind of challenge.
Yeah. Well, we wish you the best in all of that. I'm sure
Thank
we will
you.
be seeing more of that and hearing more from you in the future. So,
Well, I'd love to meet you guys, and Ashani's talking about a trip to the US, so who knows?
yeah. Ashani is talking about a lot of trips, actually.
He's coming here in May.
Yeah. So
I'm told. Yeah. Fingers
I'm excited.
crossed.
I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited for him, and I just hope that everything works out like you planned.
Yeah, me too. Let's see how the year goes, and speak again soon.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, y'all have a good one.
Thanks so much. Yeah, I'm going to cook some dinner. Thanks for having me.
All right. Bye.
Bye.